That's it. Permanent subliminals now. There we go. So I've got a bit of news to tell you, which is why I've come on. This is phenomenal news. This is explosive news, I reckon. Honestly. So, it's about the 10p's in the Royal Mint's tills. And we now have a Mr. M on the case. Mr. M is working for us on the case in Lantrisand. He's now an undercover operative, a secret agent, if you will. Now, Mr. M was down there for us in this last couple of days, today and yesterday. And there's certain things he was finding out, and there's certain things he wasn't too happy with, and he's phoned me up to let me know and say to me, like, you know, this isn't really on. They've changed it from 5 10p's. They're now giving you 10 10p's, although it depends on what you buy. So if you buy something more expensive, and he tested it out by buying £15 items, by buying the £15 items, he was getting 10 10p's in his change. Just let me know. So he was getting 10 10p's in his change with the expensive items. But here's a funny thing. He went to use the postcards, and the postcards have been put up 40% in price. So in order to make sure that there is nothing in their shop that can be purchased for 50p, in order for you to get yourselves 5 10p's from a pound coin change, in order to stop that practice outright, what they've done is they've put the price up of the postcards by 40% to 70 pence. They were 50 pence, they're now 70 pence, and they cost them like 3 pence each, if that, a couple of pence each, 5 pence each, if that. They now put them up to 70 pence. That's a 40% markup. I mean, that's a massive markup, and that's just to stop you doing what I told you to do, which is buy their cheapest item at 50 pence. Now, some of you are going to go, well, that's a bit naughty. Some of you are going to go, oh, well, you've made it, it's your fault, Ian, and you've now, everybody else has got to pay because of you. And some of you will probably go, ha ha ha, that's the Mint getting their own back on you. See, they can play just as cagey as you. You can have whatever point of view you like on a subject. The fact is, they put the price up by 40%. On a bloody postcard. Funny thing is, according to my source, Mr. M, our undercover operative, who's going through and he's checking everything in the Royal Mint shop, he can't find a single item in the Royal Mint shop that's been put up in price. He can only find the postcards put up in price. Now, the thing for the coin swap, with the coin swap, you're supposed to be able to go in there and swap any A to Z 10p for another A to Z 10p. You don't actually need to do that. You can go down there and you can give them anything. You can give them any denomination, and you can give them pennies, you can give them 2p's, 5p's, 10p's, you can give them £1 and get your 10 10p's at the swap. You know, so it's not really a swap, because you can go in with a £1 coin and you can say, yeah, I'll swap this £1 coin for 10 10p's. And that's how they're doing that swap. Now, here's an interesting thing. You've got a jar, sort of thing, by the counter, jar full of money, where they're putting the money in and giving people the 10p's, putting the money in, giving the people the 10p's. But the 10p's they're giving people are what I was talking about the other day, made from little scrap bits of metal, supplementing their tills that they've made from nothing. They've made them from nothing, and they're now accumulating money in a jar. pardon me. 10 minutes ago, this money didn't exist. Now it exists because they've made it, pardon me, put it in their tills, supplemented their tills. This is building up and building up. This has been going on for 2 years, right? Well, that money needs to now be recorded. How's that money being recorded? Because that's money laundering. Pure and simple, that's money laundering. But anyway, you can go in there and you can get 10 10p's with your change, and you can get 10 10p's on their swap days for anything. You don't have to give them 10p's. You can give them 10p's, you can give them ordinary 10p's, or you can just give them 250p's or a pound coin. An interesting thing that annoyed him a little bit was the fact that while he was in the queue, he had some Royal Mint employees behind him chirping about how many sets they've managed to put together. 3 employees behind him talking, and he was just quiet listening. And they was right behind him talking, and between the 3 of them they've got nearly 50 sets, full sets, 50 sets. That's just 3 of them. How many are there down there? So, and the other thing that annoyed him a little bit was the fact that he noticed that they were coming out from behind the counter in the queue to the Royal Mint employees and giving them the ones that they wanted. Before, so in other words, serving them first before other people that are before them in the queue can get to the counter. Now you might say, why am I moaning about that? Why am I even bringing that up? Well, because they've got a right. Well, I don't think they have got a right, to be honest. And as it was pointed out to me from Mr. M, he said, what if the person in front of them got there and the one that they wanted, suddenly there ain't no more of them left? But the people behind him got some. So that's a little bit naughty. And the fact that you're allowing them to just, you know, pick and choose what they like out of the tills. I don't allow Kelly or Logan or John, under any circumstances are they not allowed to enter any of the raffles. They're not allowed to enter a raffle, that's it. Yes, I'd like their money, along with everybody else's. And there's a part of me that sort of thinks that they work hard enough, why shouldn't they have a little go? But they're not allowed to. Because if they won, which they would do one day, they would win one, and the minute they won one, you know, there would be people pointing the finger. Not everybody, I'm not saying everybody, but there would be people pointing the finger. So I won't allow them to enter the raffle. You don't allow that kind of possibility. The possibility that's going on now, where the staff at the Royal Mint and the Royal Mint Experience are allowed to queue jump and allowed to pick and choose what they want out of the tills. It's getting a bit naughty. Now, a little while ago, they took the 10p's out of the tills. Now they've put the 10p's back in again. So it's like they're going, not only are we going to do what we want to do, but we're going to do it and we're going to put it in we're going to rub your face in it. That's how we felt in the queue. So now we're going to, it's another bit of news for you. This is going to make it worth some of your whiles, even though those of you that don't like me, it's going to make some of your whiles watching the videos, even though, like the guy this morning, I've now blocked you and stopped you from commenting. You can still watch them. The guy this morning had the cheek to start his message off, his comment on my video off, with something along the lines of, sorry about your dad, and then went off to completely and utterly slate me, calling me a con man and all the rest of it. I thought to myself, it took you a long time to write this, a long time to write this, and I looked at it and I was about to compose my reply when a little wry smile come over my face and my mind thought, yeah, he's taken quite a long time to write this. No matter what reply you give him, ain't going to annoy him as much as just going, bump, delete. All that time you spent writing that, slating me off, boom, delete, tell her, no stress, no time taken up answering it, just time wasted out of your life writing it in the first place. Anyway, I digress. So what we've got is, we've got our secret agent, Mr. M, in Lantrisant, and our secret agent is on a challenge. I offered him a challenge I said to him, I'll give you £1,000 in points if you go to every bank and every post office in and around Lantrasant and video you going in there and asking them for the A to Z 10p's. Because the Royal Mint says that they get them from the banks like everybody else, even though apparently they only got delivered to post offices. Now, the only way that we can absolutely refute and prove that the Royal Mint is giving you and me a load of old waffle is by going to every single bank and post office in Lantrasant. Because if we do that and we can't find a single one that can give us brand new bags of these 10p's, then even those hardened against me people have got to start asking, well, if they're not in any of the places where the Royal Mint says they are, where are they coming from? Now, of course, I don't believe, and that's why it's a challenge, because I don't believe a single bank or post office in and around Lantrasant will have them. And he'll be able to get them. But he's willing to take up that challenge. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to be able to tell you where you can go and get them. What we are going to be able to tell you is we're going to be able to tell you where you can't go and get them. So every time he sends me a video, he's going to tell me where that place was. And I'm going to tell you, don't go to this place, and here's the video. Don't go here because they ain't got them. And don't go here because they ain't got them. And don't go to this bank because they ain't got them. And we'll narrow the field down for you. So anybody living in and around the Lantrasant and the Wales area, we're going to try and narrow this down for you with our secret agent, Mr. M, and see how far we've got to go in order to find these mysterious bags that the Royal Mint Experience shop seems to be able to get hold of like any other business, and nobody else can. So keep watching to find out. This has been Ian, www.thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com. Come over and find some really cool stuff. Merchandising, certificate of authorities, COAs, and our latest coins, the Britannia and the Falklands, doing well. Come and get some of them. Bye for now.